Hi there, Nicola here from the Coal Miners Cottage. Thank you for popping in and watching me cook on my vintage 1920s Metters stove. In this episode, I've baked bread. I've done one loaf before in the Metters and it worked out okay. And this loaf of bread, well, I'm going to let you watch to see what happens in the end. For the bread that we're making today, I need 500 grams of bread flour, which is an Australian brand called Wallaby. This is the brand that I'm using. I need salt, 6 grams of salt, 6 grams of yeast, 6 grams of sugar, and 20 grams of olive oil. Then I also need around 320 grams of water. So into our sifter goes the flour, then we have the salt, the sugar, the yeast, and I'm going to mix that. And now I'm going to make a bit of a well, and I'm going to start with the olive oil and a bit of the water, and I'll just slowly mix these in together. So I'm just doing a bit at a time. Okay, a little bit more water. That was the 320 grams of water, and that's just about all gone in. But the thing about bread is that you think that the water, you haven't got enough, and then all of a sudden the flour takes up the water and the moisture starts to come back out of the flour. But I actually do believe we need a little bit more water. It's a bit too shaggy. So I'll just get a little bit more water. Just going to do a touch more. That feels better. So it's starting to come together. Bread is a feeling. I love making bread. I've been making bread for many years, since my children were little. I kind of feel like it still needs a bit more water, so I'm going to add that. Because when I knead it, there's going to be a bit of flour on the bench for kneading. Okay, so you can see that feels good. Okay, so I'm getting ready for the kneading. Put an apron on because I do tend to get very messy. And I'm going to knead it. I'm going to knead it for 10 minutes on the workbench. I will show you the Metters because the Metters is already going. It is very hot. It's quite warm sitting here. And I'll just open it up so you can have a look. So we've got quite a good flame going on there, but as you know, bread takes quite a few hours to prove. But I've got the oven getting ready and getting nice and hot. The oven temp at the moment is 225 degrees. So by the time we are ready to cook and do that, that'll be a nice temperature and it'll be great for cooking bread. It needs to be kneaded for 10 minutes. Still feels very grainy. It doesn't have that soft texture yet. I just want to make sure that there's plenty of flour. There's something about kneading bread and there's something about cooking bread. I did cook bread in the oven the other day. It turned out really good, so I thought I would do another loaf and share it. I find bread really good fun. It makes you feel like you're connected to your past or to your ancient. I don't know if it's ancient. Is ancient the right word? Because, you know, bread is something that we've been eating for a long time, but it just makes me feel like I'm doing something useful. Everyone loves fresh home baked bread. It's nothing better. Whew, takes it out of you, especially standing in front of this hot Meadows. It's so hot in here. I want to stop and take my cardigan off, but I don't want to stop and take my cardigan off either. I just want to get this done. I'm starting to feel the dough is starting to really come together now. It's a little bit sticky, but that's okay because you want the water content to be in the dough for it to rise. I'm not an expert on bread. I just make it because I like it. I don't really know the science behind it, and I don't really care much for it. I just want to make a good loaf of bread and eat it. My favourite way is with butter and Vegemite or jam. Okay, so I've nearly done 5 minutes of kneading. Still got a little bit of time to go, but it is starting to feel as though it's coming together. I don't know what the real technique for kneading is. I just push it around, make it into a ball, use the heel of my hand. I just go with the feel of it. I gotta love this workbench. It's really nice for making bread. So I'm at the 7-minute mark. It's starting to really feel nice. So now I'm at the 8-minute mark and counting. It's incredibly warm in front of this Meadows stove still. Not sure if you can hear it flickering in the background. Okay, so that's 9.5 minutes. I've got 30 seconds to go, and the dough is starting to really feel soft and pillowy. Okay, so that's 10 minutes. So I'm pretty happy with how that's come up. You can see it's a really nice, soft, pliable, nice piece of dough. Okay, so the plan now is to put it back into the bowl here. I might just flour the bowl. Will I flour it or put oil on it? Normally I just put a spritz of olive oil on it, so I'll grab the olive oil and I'll do that. You can see I might just give it a bit of a spritz there, and now I will put a shower cap on it or a food cap and let that prove until it doubles in size. I'm going to put that up on the mantelpiece because it's nice and warm up there, and sit that there for about an hour. Okay, it's in a nice warm spot. Oh yeah, look. It's well and truly doubled in size. You can see it's beautiful, it's light and fluffy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch that down. Put some flour down, nearly forgot. And I'm just going to let that lightly fall out on its own. You can see all the holes in it. So what this does is it releases, apparently, I was reading, it releases carbon dioxide and allows the gluten to reattach itself somehow. I'm not quite sure what all that means, but I'm just going to do this folding method so that we don't lose too much of the air, but we do get rid of that carbon dioxide. And then I'm just going to create a little bit of tension and get all of those creases inside the bread so the air stays in there. Can hear the little bubbles cracking under my pressure. So now I'm just going to shape it into the shape that I want for the tin. Just want a nice long loaf. Okay, and place, the tin might be a little bit big, but I don't really mind that. Actually, the tin is a lot too big. Because the other day when I cooked my loaf, I did 700 grams of flour, and this loaf I've only done 500. Do you know what? I don't have a smaller tin, so this is going to have to be it. If it doesn't work, then we'll just make another one. I'm just going to keep it in this tin anyway, because hopefully it'll rise up enough to fill the tin, and then once it starts cooking it'll rise again. I don't actually have another loaf tin to use unless I just put it on the pizza stone and cook it like that, but the pizza stone's in the oven, so no, that's not going to work. My thought process are really weird right now. But anyway, I'm going to put this plastic cap back on it and put it back up on the top of the mantelpiece to prove again. And it'll probably take another maybe 30 to 35 minutes, and I'll come back and I'll check it. So I'll just put this back up on the mantle. Okay, so we're ready to have a look at how the bread's been proving and see if that is ready. It's got a bit of water on my bench. And see if that is ready to go into the oven. I need to check the temperature of the oven again with my thermometer. And I need to also nick outside and grab that top tray that I was talking about, cooling that down and putting that on top of the on the top shelf, so that we've got a little bit of a barrier between the heat from the firebox and the top of the bread. So give me 2 minutes and I'll be back and we'll go through all of that. Okay, take the lid off that, and that has risen quite well. Before I was worried that it wouldn't fill the pan, but it has actually filled the pan quite well. So I'm going to get that ready to go in the oven. That might take me a few seconds. I'll put the lid back on so it doesn't dry out. And in the meantime, I've got to check this fire and make sure that everything is ready to rock and roll. So the fire is doing really quite good. It's got a fair bit of heat and coals in there. So I'm not worried about that. But I'm hoping that the oven heated up, because when I looked last time it wasn't really that hot. Okay, oh yeah, it's hot. So we've got the pizza stone is 357 degrees. That's hot. That is perfect. But what I want to do is put this tray back in. Like I said, this is a barrier from the heat from the top of the firebox. And let's take my gloves off. Just to give it a bit of a barrier from the firebox on the top. And now I'm going to put the loaf of bread in on the bottom, on that pizza stone. So yeah, we've got a very hot fire. So I'm not worried about leaving the oven door open for a minute. Okay, so the bread's been going for 20 minutes and I can smell it's burning. I'm just going to open the oven and just have a look. But I think I've charred it. I'm hoping it's okay. I'm hoping that it's okay, but I can smell the top. Oh, I can smell it. Oh no, it burnt. Oh no, I charred the top. Big fail. Oh, hot. Okay, so I don't think it's going to burn anymore. I'm going to put it back in the oven and let it finish cooking for the 25 minutes. The oven was way too hot. Oh well. Like I said, it's all about experimenting and managing that fire, and I'm going to have things go wrong. This is one of them. Anyway, it's only the top. I bet you the inside is amazing. I'm going to hold on to that. Oh well. We'll wait and see. So I'm just waiting for the timer to go off for my bread. Really, I'm really disappointed. I thought I had it. But I guess that I'm going to have these sort of things happen, and it's a great learning curve. So I think it's got a minute. Do I even want to wait a minute? I don't know. Might just take it out because it was pretty hot. So I don't know what the inside of the bread will be like, whether it's just going to be burnt on the top and the inside might not be cooked, might be cooked, might be overcooked. Who knows? I won't know until I get it out and have a look and cut it. So I will do that. Very disappointing because I did cook a loaf the other day and it was perfect. Must have just got a bit excited with the camera. Okay. Yep, it's fully charred on the top. It's fully charred on the top, but look. Oh, there's a timer. Well, I did say that I'm learning. Just got to turn that off. All right, I'm going to flip it out and see what it's like. Not quite the reveal I was wanting or hoping for. But let's just sit it up and have a look at that. If we just ignore that other side, it's amazing. Look at that side. I'll just let that cool and then I'll come back to you and cut it open. It's charred. It's a complete char. All that effort. You know what? I'm going to make another one tomorrow. I'll make another one tomorrow. First in the morning, I'll get up and I'll make another one tomorrow. It was perfect. What a shame I burnt the top. It's light and fluffy. It really is light and fluffy. Guys are working out there. Sorry about the noise. I'm going to cut that off. Oh, look, it's gone. Oh my goodness. That is good bread. That is good bread. I just need to figure out. I just need to figure out the temperature so I don't get that. I want that again. I want that. For some reason it tastes quite sweet. I think it needs more salt and less sugar. Next time I'll do that. I'm definitely going to make another loaf of bread in the next day or two because after this epic fail, I really want to get it right. I promised you that I will do another loaf of bread. I won't go through the whole process, but I will show you how I cook it and see if I can make it work. Yum. I know what it's missing. Butter. know, if it wasn't for that over hot oven, that would be perfect. Let's have some tea. Yum. Okay. Some butter. Oh, that's a lot of butter. Now that's what I'm talking about. It's got a really nice texture and the crumb is really good. Keep getting the construction noise. I think I might just give up. Thanks for watching this video. If you got all the way through to the end, I really appreciate it. If you would like to subscribe, give me a thumbs up and share my videos. I'm sure there's other people around that want to hear about how I cook in the Metters, because I get so many comments from my Facebook page about people's stories. So thank you, and I will see you in my next video.